Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Oh yeah. So y'all know I had to bring y'all a little bit of fire and brimstone this week. So let's start it off like this. All right. It's a Monday. So we're gonna start off a little slow and we're going to say, well, let me see, because I think I did this right. Um I'm gonna wait until a few more people get in so I could play this clip because Miss Kim Foster thought that we lost the clip of the way she sounded last year when maybe her and her dude fell out. Um, I couldn't find it on YouTube. She might have deleted it, but Miss Foster, we got it. So for those of you that checked the description, about 2 weeks ago, Miss Kim Foster, Kim from For Harriet. So you will be hearing me say these type of things interchangeably, Kim Foster and Kim from For Harriet. Okay, so she was speaking about Cardi B, and she was speaking about Cardi B fighting over whichever one she's with with the Migos. Was it right? It's Offset, right? So with her and Offset fighting, and in the song when she says she okay. So let's slow down. Cardi B is a feature on one of Glorilla's songs, and in the song, and excuse my language, we will be using profanity today, unfortunately. So this will be a profanity video. So excuse me to all my elders. Um, in the song, Cardi B says, "And I'm fighting over dick too. I'm fighting over my bitches, and I'm fighting over dick too." Something like that. She says, right? And yeah, so she's saying she will fight over Offset, right? So I guess Cardi B heard the feminists having an issue with this, and she kind of broke it down in a video where she was saying like, "Yo nigga is your money." Excuse my language once again. "Yo nigga is your money. If a if excuse my language, if a bitch is running through your purse or trying to grab stuff through your purse, grabbing your money and whatever, wouldn't you fight over that?" Well, your nigga is your money. So there you go. And so Cardi B says this. Kim Foster has an issue with this, and I just want to stress to Miss Kim Foster, women are many young women don't want to die alone for your jihad against black men, Miss Foster. They don't. These women are resourced. They're rich, right? And on the thumbnail, I think she has Carisha on there. That's Young Miami, the one that's Diddy's side chick, and that from the City Girls, and she's speaking about Cardi B, and these women have the money. They can afford different things. They're living the lifestyle. But Miss Foster, they're looking at Vivica A. Fox and they don't see someone that's necessarily happy. They're looking at Taraji P. Henson and they don't see someone that's necessarily happy. They're looking at Tracy Ellis Ross. Tracy Ellis Ross, Tracy Ellis Ross is your ideological baby. I know Kim Foster is way younger than Tracy Ellis Ross, young enough to be her daughter. But that ideology that you have, Miss Foster, Tracy Ellis Ross is that's the child of that ideology. These young women are watching you, Miss Foster. They're watching Tracy Ellis Ross, Miss Foster. They're watching Taraji P. Henson. They're watching Vivica A. Fox. They see Claudia Jordan. They see they don't want to be like y'all. Particularly the ones like you, Miss Foster, who are supposedly heterosexual women and who are waging a jihad against black men while dating and having sex with black men. And even, Miss Foster, if you were dating outside your race, you would be another Kim from For Harriet. They don't want to be y'all, right? Let me do my intros again. I did my intro with, excuse me. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Okay, so they don't want to be y'all. You said something very interesting. which was nothing defeats making your own money or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. Yes, like we said, the the rich famous women, they have their own money. And yes, their man occasionally cheats, maybe cheats often, and they're going to still hold on to him for dear life because they know something you don't know. All that money and walking into a lonely house, a lonely condo. Y'all forgot what Wendy Williams told y'all when y'all was trying to live vicariously through Nicki Minaj? Nicki Wendy Williams was going through a divorce, if I'm not mistaken, or right after her divorce, and she was still telling y'all walking in that big house into silence is that's she no. These women don't want to. They're over your jihad, Miss Foster. Your ideology, and that's not all. Y'all still got a nice chunk of women that think just like you, Miss Foster. But many women, they just don't want to. They don't want to live that life. So we got 30 in here. So let me play this clip real quick. Let me see. Let's see if y'all could hear it. Let's see. And yeah, so hopefully you guys were able to hear that. And I'm probably gonna play it again. So, Miss Foster, you hear how you sounded? First of all, like I said, for those of you that didn't catch it in the beginning, I searched for that clip again on YouTube and couldn't find it. But I remembered that I had it saved somewhere on my phone. So I had to record it on the shout out to those of you that were here when I said I'm gonna go get that voice recorder of maybe a couple months ago. So I actually got it, and this is why I got it. For stuff like that. Right? So, Miss Foster, they don't want to sound like that. See, they're going from the other side. They're saying, yeah, my man may occasionally cheat. Yeah, I'm risking, especially if we're living off of his income. Yeah, I'm risking one day him saying, I'm tired of you, I'm tired of this. You're getting old, you're getting wrinkles out the door. Yeah, I'm risking it. But I would rather risk it over here. And notice, even some women that don't have the Uber ballers, they got them a 50, 60,000, $70,000 a year man. They said I would rather risk it over here than be a Kim Foster. Dying on my pride. I would rather be over here than be Eartha Kitt. See, all of you, Kim Foster, your ideological side is the side that was all under Eartha Kitt's video on that interview saying, yes, yes, compromise, compromise for who? What? These women, they don't want to be y'all with the money or without. Yeah, it's cool and it's empowering to buy your own Birkin bag. Yeah, it's cool and empowering to buy, excuse me, to buy your own Louis bag. Yeah, it's cool and empowering to buy your own Coach, to buy your own Givenchy or whatever. Yeah, that's cool and empowering. But these women want men, and they're even more for them. It's nicer when a man does it for you because he cares about you. And even if he can't afford those type of expensive things, guess what, Kim? They like men. Some women like men, and they like being in the presence of men, even the men that aren't balling out on them. Yeah, they're not waging a jihad on men, Kim. They're not gonna die alone for your jihad on men, Kim. That jihad that you couch in is black women empowerment or speaking for black women or having a voice for black women or a safe space for black women. They not with you on that. And yeah, so they sound like Cardi B. Excuse my language. They will fight over dick too. Yes, some regular 9 to 5 black women that are with and white women, let's be clear. Some regular there's some regular 9 to 5 women, right? That will fight over their men because they don't want to be like you, Kim. They don't want to be like Vivica A. Fox, Kim. They don't want to be like Tracy Ellis Ross, Kim. You could have all the pride and be single. They don't know. Those ladies said, "Nah, I'm straight." Is it all black women? No. Is it most? No. Sizable portion? Yeah. Sizable minority. Let's say that. They not doing what they look at you and they don't see someone that's happy. I'm a black man. I don't see someone happy. I see someone that might have a lot of nice things, live a upper middle class lifestyle, could travel how she want, do what she wants, is not beholden to anyone, and I still don't see someone that's necessarily happy. I see someone hiding their loneliness behind a whole lot of sass. And no, Mr. Z is not wishing that on you. But I've been around enough black women, right? And so let me go through my points. All right. Okay, so something Kim from Fort Harriet mentions is that she's not opposed to extracting resources from men. So essentially seeing men as walking wallets and extracting resources from men. Once again, Cardi B makes her own money. Carisha makes her own money now. Of course, she don't make Diddy type money. Oh, that's true. But she makes her own money. But let's speak about Cardi B more. There's a lot of black women, women in general, that make their own and we're talking about like money, millionaires. But they know something you may not know. Or at least they have different concerns than you. Your concern is your pride and your ego. Their concern is being connected to a man. Yes, having his resources too, let's be honest, but having that companionship, having those experiences, right? They don't want to be you, Kim. You don't want to be them fighting in the club over your dude. They don't want to be you pretending like you're happy being single while you're miserable making YouTube videos about female empowerment that really actually looks like a jihad against men. And at the end, she speaks about, yeah, she makes more than the men she dates, but she still hasn't paid for a date in a while. She's going on dates and she's still not paying. Yeah, that's cool. You don't seem happy though, right? You don't seem happy. You don't even seem content. Forget happy. You're not even on the level under that. You don't even seem content. You seem like many black women, many of us boomers, Xers, millennials, and oldest of Gen Z have run into that sound like they got it all together, sound like they all right, hiding behind their ego and their pride, and really they one situation away from cracking. Kim, these other women are not, they not gonna sound like you and Eartha Kitt for your jihad. They're not doing it. Kim, y'all got a whole lot of women on y'all side. A lot. Y'all want all of them? Cardi B said, no, I'm not gonna be you, Kim. I'm not gonna be you, Vivica. I'm not gonna be you, Tracy Ellis Ross. They're not gonna be y'all. They're not. Y'all got a lot of women. Don't y'all think y'all have enough? Don't you think your ideology has done enough, Kim? You don't think it's destroyed enough? No, you want to keep on going? You want all the women? This is why you was mad at Brittany Renner? Now you got an issue with Cardi B, right? And shout out to Kareem. What's going on, Kareem? And Kareem says, tired of this batch. Shaking my head. She always joining hetero issues with rainbow community. She definitely has no man, right? And from my understanding, she doesn't claim rainbow. She calls her. I think she pretty much is a heterosexual black woman, and she dates black men. That's what she's attracted to, right? Let me leave Kareem's comment up a little bit longer. But yeah, but from my understanding, she just is, one of those sisters that went to Harvard and from my understanding took Africana studies. um I think she said she failed out or she didn't graduate. um and she thinks like this, and you know this is her worldview when it comes to men and intimacy, particularly black men. Remember, this is the same woman that said that she's not going to no protest for black men because black men don't show up for black women, I guess, the way she would appreciate. So yeah, there you go. So this is, and yeah, you run into these type of women. Yeah, they're truly heterosexual. They're not fronting. They have sex with men. They whatever, but they're not. You know, they sound like this. They want other women to sound like them, right? And let me make sure I hit this other point because okay. So the other point. Oh, this is the good one. Kim said, "Let's bring back. We don't need these niggas feminism." Y'all heard that? Now she spoke about the pitfalls of we don't need these niggas feminism and um girl boss feminism, but remember, this is who Mr. FD Signifier said he shares an ideological tint with, right? This is who FD Signifier says he shares an ideological tint with. The woman who says, let's bring back we don't need these niggas feminism. Kim, that's exactly why Cardi B sounds the way she does. She don't want to be you. And even on her live, there was a woman that said, "Yeah, I don't want to work. I'll fight over my man," or something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah. So even for the women that do work, and their boyfriend only chipping them off a little extra 200 here, a little extra 100 there, a little 50 there, they don't want to be you. And for the women that are ballers and got their own money, they don't want to be you because they don't want to have all those nice things and no man. Cardi B could be single if she wanted to. She earns enough that she could break up with Offset, and guess what? She could still afford her lifestyle. She could still afford at least a nice lifestyle. She could take her daughter and just jet and still afford a nice lifestyle. She don't want to be you, Kim. She could afford a nanny. She don't want to be you, Kim. A lot of these other women have different sensibilities. Y'all don't get it. You want to know why passport bros exist? You want to know why SYSBM exists? Because a lot of black women in the black community sound like you, Kim. Not all, but a lot. And a lot of other non-black women or women that have been enculturated differently, black women from the diaspora, they sound more like Cardi B, right? Why didn't Beyonce leave Jay-Z? She didn't want to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars and have no man. And when she's off a tour, and the kids are visiting her mom or they're at Solange's house, she in that damn condo or that house by her damn self. Or with a young boy toy that she having fun with, but that there's nothing there. They don't want to be you, Kim. They don't want to be Lonnie Love before the white dude. Pretending like she okay. Y'all remember that? Lonnie Love pretending like she was good. She was happy. She ended up with that white dude. She was tearing up, talking about how it is to be lonely, how it feels when somebody greets her at the airport and is there at the house. Same thing with I'm sorry. Same thing with Tracy Ellis Ross, pretending like she didn't really care about being a mother. Everybody was trying to shame her. She didn't care about being a wife. 2 years later, 3 years later, they don't want to be y'all. And don't y'all think y'all have enough? Y'all got enough women that think and sound just like y'all, right? So let me read Kareem's next comment. Cardi B is also first generation from immigrant parents, different dynamic than regular black ADOS females. Thank you. And she says, majority immigrants are very family oriented. The concept of rugged individuality is not present in our community. We are taught, I know I see the correction. We are taught to work and have family not by ourselves. Bro. Yeah. And nobody, simply put, nobody want to, not every woman is going to sign up for y'all fake female empowerment that excludes men being in their relationships, in their families. Or y'all have such a warped concept of power that if a man doesn't bow to your feet, or if he bark at you one time, you out the door and you taking the kids and half his stuff. They don't have that. They don't have that concept of power that you have, where you are willing to die on your pride by yourself. They don't have that. Not all these women have that, including some Americanized women. They just look at y'all and say, "Yeah, I'll pass. My man don't got to be a super baller, right? He don't got to be super charismatic and good looking. I just love him and he loved me." Not all y'all got a lot of women on your side. I would argue the majority that think like y'all or feel like y'all in varying ranges, but not all. It look like y'all want all women to sound like y'all, and Cardi B is probably not with it. I've been in spaces, and it's been a few. I've been in spaces where women look, yeah, nah. They don't want to be like you, Kim. Y'all check Kim Foster's Instagram. She got all those little cutesy pictures with different clothes and taking picture in the mirror. Just trying to subdue that loneliness. Mainly women in her comments telling her how good she look. Let's be honest, that's one in one ear, out the other. They don't want to be you, Kim. They don't want to sound like Eartha Kitt 40 years from now, 30 years from now, Kim. And yeah, these people may not stay with their spouse forever. Kim, you're what, 34? You sound like this now at 34. You sound like a divorcee with two kids and a baby daddy that barely come around, or an ex-husband that barely come around. You're a single black woman with money, Kim, and you sound like this now at 34. How you gonna sound at 54? You don't get that type of spouse in that role. You saying it's not that serious. What did she say to Brittany Renner? It ain't an accomplishment to get a man or have a man or something along those lines. Well, you sound like this now, right? Shout out to BGS. The lefty whisperer is back. What's going on, BGS? Right. This and this is what I was. This is what I'm saying. Shout out to the brother FD. These women couching their jihad against black men, their issues with black men, their childhood trauma because certain black boys weren't checking for them when they were younger. They still got childhood rejection and trauma issues, feeling overseen. I mean, yeah, pretty much overlooked, excuse me, feeling overlooked even well into their adulthood. And so they hide all of that, excuse me, they hide all of that behind woman empowerment, black women empowerment, being the voice for black women, black feminism. When really, you're still the 13-year-old you, the 14-year-old you, the 17-year-old you. That's mad that the jock ain't looking your way. That the dude in high school that was the it guy wasn't looking your way. You're still that person. You're just that person with a degree. Or you're just that person with hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube. Right? You're just that person, but academically accomplished or with some money and some status in the society. But you're still that person. And in the black community, particularly amongst black men, we could see it. And y'all are exposing yourselves more and more. That's who you are. Right? So let's get on the next point. What was the next point? Oh, that was all the points. But yeah, so you know, as she said to Brittany Renner, it's no accomplishment, it's nothing to get a man or something along those lines. And let me see. Let's play that clip again of what she said. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear it or if y'all can't hear it. Give me 1 second. Let's play this and play. Yep. Yep. Right. And you heard her voice, right? Shout out to BGS. BGS called it. He played it first. He covered it first and I covered it second. BGS called it. That sound like heartbreak, right? That sound like relationship issues. And it may not have been, but you hear it and you hear that in her voice. Now this is from 7 or 8 months ago, right? But you hear it in her voice. You hear how she sounds. Cardi B doesn't want to sound like you. They don't want to sound like you, Kim. And they got the money. They got the status. They have the lifestyle. They would have much of that same lifestyle if them and their man broke up tomorrow, but they just can't. They think different. They have different values. They have different values. They don't want to die with their pride alone. And they're not about let's bring back we don't need these niggas feminism. That's the way you think. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. That's the way you think, Miss Kim. She literally said, let's bring back we don't need these niggas feminism. And there you go. BGS says she's a Stefco that pays. She excuse me. She's a 4 trying to be an 8. You check her IG, and yeah, she taking those type of pictures. She's dressing in those type of clothes. Are the outcomes the same? Not necessarily. And she has another video where she speaks about this again, kind of that um essentially like, yeah, may not be the most attractive, but like pretty much going in sounding like what you think Oprah probably sounded like in like the late 70s, right? That kind of like resentful that I don't get the same treatment as who I think the pretty lights, because you know there's always the bane of their existence is some pretty light skinned sister, right? Or what they call now our preference, black men's preference. Black men's preference is like everyone. Serious. Shout out to the brother Charles Faulkner Jr. We're like the garbage men of the dating world, right? Just because y'all see some celebrity black man with some light skin or racially ambiguous sister, y'all be throwing fits. But essentially, that was her thing, right? She doesn't want to be beholden to black men's preference, and that's cool. This is more of that. I don't want to have to care about what these niggas say, and you don't have to care what these niggas say. There's a long line of black women, boomers, Xers, that sound like you, Kim. Ask them where they are right now. There's a lot of Xers that sound like you, Kim. There's a lot of boomer black women that sound like you, Kim. Some of them got money, some of them don't. Some of them are educated, some of them are not. Some of them have children, some of them don't. And the vast majority of them are not happy, not even content. It's like she literally, y'all know I gotta say it. What Mr. Z say all the time? The internet is gonna expose us all. No, we're actually gonna expose ourselves on the internet. Exhibit A. She said it. We need to bring back. We don't need these niggas feminism. And yeah, she spoke about the pitfalls, but she did like a kind of side note to that, like a little one liner. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's pitfalls to that, but you know, all those angry women mad when Cardi B said in that song. I caught it too. I heard the song also. For those of you that don't know, the song is Glorilla featuring Cardi B. Cardi B got the second verse. It's a little hood banger for the sisters, right? And in Cardi B's verse, she said, I'm fighting I'm fighting with my bitches, or I'm fighting with over dick too," or something like that," she said. And a lot of those kind of feminist minded black women in general, but black women got upset because she said she's fighting over dick too. Right? And just like Kim from Fort Harriet had an issue with Brittany Renner talking about accountability, and going to the gym and keeping yourself fit, and her realizing that she had a role to play in kind of the way the world perceives her, just like Kim from Fort Harriet had an issue with that. She got an issue with Cardi B saying what she said. And she mentions, Cardi B had to do some probation time because she has fought over Offset for real. But Kim, like I said, there are women that don't have your ideology. Cardi B has been in Hollywood for a few years now, or been in that entertainment realm at least for some years now. She didn't bumped into the Tarajis. Maybe not Taraji herself, but she didn't bumped into them. She didn't bumped into the Tracy Ellis Ross. She didn't bumped into the Halle Berrys, the Mayas marrying herself, the Chili before this white dude. She didn't bumped into the Lonnie Loves, the Wendy Williams. She bumped into them. She don't want to be them. She don't want to be you. And yeah, we could be talking right now and she go file for divorce on off. It's possible. We could turn around in 5 years and they divorce. It's possible. But those women don't want to sound like you, Kim. They don't want to sound like Chrissy. They don't want to sound like Real Talk with Yanni. They don't want to sound like y'all. Claiming to be for women empowerment, but y'all not. Y'all waging a war against black men, and y'all don't care how many black women got to get crushed by this society for your war. You don't care how many black women, you claim you for black women empowerment. You don't care how many black women are homeless because of your war. You don't care how many black women have to be damn near 40 years old, living at home with their parents because of your war. Single, lonely, and miserable because of your war. Broke up with a good man because of your war. They don't want to be y'all, right? And Detroit says, take that Diddy voice, right? With the toothpick in his mouth, right? Doing the Harlem Shake, the original Harlem Shake, y'all. And D says, how old is she? From my understanding, Kim is what, 33 or 34, about the same age as Brittany Renner, right? They don't want to be y'all, bro. They don't want to be y'all. They don't want to be you, Kim. Not all women, but some, and definitely some non-black women. They look at you, Kim, and they're like, yeah, that's what you call empowerment? No, let's call a thing a thing. They look at you, Kim, and they're like, that's what you call empowerment? I'm not even going to tell you the other stuff they say about your looks. You already know. You already know, so I'm not even going to say it. But before we even get into that, they're looking at you. They don't see empowerment. They see single, lonely, miserable. And these women have made a choice. They would rather be miserable with a man that might cheat on them than do what you doing, and whatever you call that, I guess you call it peace, right? And I gotta read it. Big Kev says all they do is promote Captain Save-A-Hoism. Kim's own video she did, which one was it that she did, where somebody popped up in her comments? I just referred to this earlier this morning. Somebody popped up in her comments and said, these guys are Essentially, I'm paraphrasing, these guys are shying away from even some of us single mothers. Yeah, especially if you subscribe to Kim from Fort Harriet and you sounded like her. So you on the weirdo black intersectional feminism stuff, and you got a kid, and I'm gonna come in here and be stepdaddy to a kid being raised by a mom who sounds like you? Oh no. So, Kim from Fort Harriet, shout out to you, sis. But nah, nope, nope. Cardi B said, nah, y'all can keep that. And she defended herself. So, excuse me. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta get this cough out. And we're back, right? So yeah, they don't want to they don't want to be you. They don't want to be you, Kim. They see you, they see your life, and some women just don't want to be you. And quite frankly, they can't afford to be you. They make they 40 something, 50 something $1,000 a year, and they want and need a man. Well, they want a man that makes more than that, but they need a man too. That's going to come in with the other 40, 50, maybe 30, 40, 50, 60 grand a year, 70 grand a year. I said it earlier. Black women need black men. They can't afford to be Kim from Fort Harriet and live and die on their pride. And like Kareem said, Cardi B's from a different culture. Yeah, she's urbanized. Yeah, she got the black scent. Yeah, she hood. Yes. But y'all all saw the video where she was playing her own song and her daughter walked in the room, and what did she do? What did she do? Beyonce talking about all my single ladies while she's married. She could have left Jay-Z for the cheating. You think Jay-Z didn't cheat after that? She's not going anywhere. Not anytime soon. Maybe she'll file for divorce eventually when them kids are older and end up with who? A lot of these celebrity women are way smarter than y'all think. They know more than you, Kim. They done rubbed elbows. Nicki Minaj told y'all when she ended up with her husband, y'all wanted to live vicariously through me and do relationship goals, hashtag relationship goals. Y'all got an issue with my husband, and y'all don't even know how bad these other men in Hollywood are. You think she was only talking about the black men in Hollywood? Right? Y'all don't even know how bad these other men in Hollywood are. Yeah, my husband got a case, all type of whatever, whatever. Taraji been in Hollywood for how long, everybody? Angie Martinez been making money for how long, everybody? Huh? Some of those women seen the clip from Eartha Kitt. They don't want to sound like that at 70 something years old. Excuse me. And shout out to Afro National. Salute, Mr. Z. Salute, brother. Salute. They even seen the one from Diane Carroll. They don't even want to sound like that. That sound like how Holly's probably gonna sound in the next 20 years. That sounds like how Holly is gonna sound in the next 20 years. And Vivica looked like she gonna sound like Eartha Kitt. I'm trying to figure out where Tracy Ellis Ross Lane is gonna be. Your ideology is what got us Tracy Ellis Ross, Miss Kim from Fort Harriet. At least the ideology you publish online, right? And Kareem says Angie Martinez was married and had a child. Excuse me. No, I'm speaking about the way she sounded on that interview. She didn't sound like she had it all together either. If you ever check, Kareem, I don't know if you've seen the interview with Taraji and Angie Martinez. It didn't sound like she was only supporting or encouraging Taraji. It sounded like she knew exactly how she felt, right? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being biased on this. Possible. And D says, when I look at her, I see trying extremely hard. If her attitude was decent, someone would choose her. Are you speaking about Kim from For Harriet? Right? Oh yeah, you said okay, yeah. Kim from For Harriet. Okay, cool. Yeah. And yeah, I know many of us may not find her necessarily attractive, but she is going on dates from what she says. So somebody finds her attractive. But I agree with D on this one. If Kim was in a, at least from what we see on her online persona, maybe she's a different person in person, but based off her online persona, bruh, I don't know, right? And Kareem says, I think Taraji's husband died before she became a star. She has a child, I think. Yeah, she does. She has a son. He's grown is grown. He got to be somewhere in his mid 20s by now. Yeah. I think she has a child. Taraji is an alpha widow, if I'm getting the definition right. Possibly, possibly, right? And keep rising says Kim got a man. I don't know. She's that 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 video that she put out, that's 2 weeks old, and she was talking about dating. So unless they very recently made it some type of official that they're together, and like a video I missed over the past 2 weeks, I don't know, right? But the moral of the story with Kim from For Harriet is Miss Kim Foster, Brittany Renner, and Cardi B said they don't want to be you, and they're attractive enough, and because you could see Brittany Renner at the base of Mount Olympus saying, "Let me up. I promise I won't do it again. Please let me come back. I promise. I promise I won't do it again. I don't want to be like these." Brittany Renner looks at women like you, Kim, and like how you feel pity for her, she feels pity for you. She don't ever want to be like you. She doesn't ever want to be. Brittany Renner looks at women like Kim and say, "Oh hell no," right? What did Kim say? Let me see what my notes say. Making your own money is undefeated, right? As a woman, making your own money is undefeated because you don't have to live off the whim of a man. I get it. She didn't add that second part. That's me. I get it. But Brittany Renner said, "No, I used to get nice things and get bought stuff, and yeah, I don't shit. I like that lifestyle. Kim, you can have the buying your own stuff lifestyle. I'll risk it. I'll be over here with the baller dudes, right?" You could call what you doing empowering. I'll be over here. I'll risk it. You see her at the base of Mount Olympus right now, right? Please, please let me back up, please. Because she don't want to be you, Kim. She been on the other side. She squandered it. She probably ain't never getting back on Mount Olympus, but she don't want to be you. Calling whatever you doing woman empowerment. And Cardi B definitely don't want to be you. Making your own money is undefeated. Rewind 30 years ago. Was that 30 plus years ago, BGS? With the Oprah interview where she said, yeah, I wanted to be a white woman. Ooh. When I was younger, I wanted to be a white woman. Kim, you want to be a white woman? Was that over 30 years ago when she said she knew she had to work because she didn't have the looks that men like traditionally? I'm paraphrasing. Kim, when I said you're just the modern Oprah on the internet, I wasn't making that up. And BGS said, yep, yep, exactly. I wasn't making that up. Kim Foster is not dumb. Once again, you're speaking about a woman that does her research, not good enough, but a woman that does her research, attended Harvard, she making her YouTube checks, right? I've seen a video of her one time giving a lecture. She doing her thing. She's doing her thing. In a different world, like D said, she in a different world, maybe not without that demeanor and that the way she comports herself, she could have been married. In a different world. But on this planet, currently, on this timeline, Kim Foster sounds like this. Kim, the Cardi B's and the Brittany Renners of the world, and black people, black women that decide not to go down the same road you're on, they had aunts like you. They knew women in the community like you. They had older siblings like you, or they have older siblings like you. The supposed rich auntie who buys them things, they go out, but as these women got older, they realize, oh, that's a facade. You're not happy. We all got that cousin, that extended relative, right? That extended family member, excuse me, that relative, that aunt. That sounds like Kim Foster. In their late 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s. Y'all remember the heavy set light skinned sister? She was on Kevin's show once. I think she was in her 40s. She hadn't had sex in a while. She hadn't been on a date in a while, and she wasn't hideous either. She was heavy set, but she wasn't hideous, light skinned sister, whatever. And she was speaking about her friend circle is even older women, 50 something year old women. And when Kevin was questioning her, she said, "Nah, they didn't resign themselves to being single." And she could tell they're pretending. She could tell they're pretending that they're okay being single. Kim, everybody know, bro. That's why I played the clip. I'm probably gonna play it one more time for good measure. You're not. This is why I brought up Tracy Ellis Ross. You might be lying to the white folks and they believe you. You might be lying to the white feminists and they believe you. I don't even think they believe you, but okay. Let's say they do. You could say all that what you couching as female black women empowerment. Cool. But in the black community, we don't believe you, bro. We don't believe you. And we have too many examples of women like you sounding the way you sound, and then eventually you admit, yeah, I had nice stuff, but I ain't happy. I'm not happy. And all of this reeks of like narcissism, actually, and that's not a word y'all ever hear Mr. Z uses. I don't use that word. I definitely don't use it the way everybody calling everybody a narc. Everybody's calling everybody a narc. That's mainly why I don't use it. But it's stronger than just pride and ego. Especially when you want these celebrity rich women, these connected women, these women that many men find attractive, to think like you about men, to the point where you said, let's bring back we don't need these niggas feminism. Thank you, D. We don't believe you. You need more people. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. Let me play that clip one more time. So this is the third time. Let's play this clip one more time, right? For the people that didn't catch it the first two times. So this is a clip from Kim Foster, Miss Kim from Afro Harriet, about 7 or 8 months ago now. Um, and yeah, y'all tell me what y'all hear, right? Okay, let's play it. It seems like so many black men in particular are so angry and resentful about the fact that black women, and not just the women that they think are the most attractive and the most deserving, that so many everyday black women are saying, you said I don't have options, but I actually do have options. And one of my options is not to fuck with you. And maybe I don't have like all of the options that I wish I had, but I'm always gonna have the option not to fuck with you. I'm gonna exercise that option. So yeah, like I'm gonna be single for a minute, and maybe a little lonely. Maybe I desire some, penis. Maybe I desire some sex, and maybe we even take this out of the heterosexuality context. Maybe I'm gonna exercise the option to not support you emotionally, to not do that labor, right? To not give you money, to not overextend myself. Like that's also a part of me exercising my option. Exactly. Right? Exactly. And somebody said sounds vexed or vexed. D said vexed. Exactly. She sounds vexed. She sounds vexed. Right? And I'm so that's one thing that I'm glad I said to FD signifier. And I'm glad I'm saying that everywhere. They hot and clearly I know I'm not saying anything revolutionary or different in this space, but I need to say it blatantly. They're hiding their childhood trauma and issues and their feelings of rejection behind black women empowerment. We can't make the jock find you attractive, Kim. We can't make the 6'3" tall chisel chin brother find you attractive, Kim. There's no way for us to rejigger this thing where he treats you the way he treats Brittany Renner. Same thing for Ostefco. We can't. What? So much of the way these people sound, and they couch it as black women empowerment, black feminism, speaking black women's truth, a voice for black women, all of that. It's really just them waging a war on black boys and black men because they feel overlooked, right? Y'all excuse me for a second. Yeah, they feel overlooked. And they've been feeling overlooked, right, for a couple decades. What Sarge Willie Pete said, prolonged exposure to poverty. poverty, excuse me, prolonged exposure to poverty, prolonged exposure to either rejection, prolonged exposure to being undesired by the men that or and the boys that they desire, right? And shout out to Spain Man for the super sticker. Thank you, Spain Man, for the super sticker. And Kim herself was the same one that said she can't be with no blue collar man because of class and because of the class expression that comes from women like her. I'm paraphrasing and I'm kind of explaining what she meant by that. She can't be with the blue collar dude because of class and the way she expressed class, right? So yeah, it could be a blue collar dude that earns just as much as her, but he's not gonna understand certain things. He's not gonna exhibit his finances the way she is, right? That's what she was getting to with that. And she's never dated a non-college educated man, nor will she. This is the same woman. This is the same woman that also said she's not going to no protest for no black man because black men don't show up for black women in such and such type of way. This is her, right? This is Kim from For Harriet. This is who the brother FD signifier said he shares an ideological tint with. And you notice I did not mention her in that entire. I spoke about her without mentioning her because I wasn't trying to tell that brother, well, you're gonna have to distance yourself from Kim from For Harriet. I didn't do the Barack Obama Reverend Right thing to him. Although I could have told nigga, you under the tent with this person, this person, and they all done said shady stuff about straight black men. But I didn't. I didn't do to him, or I didn't try to encourage him to do what he was to. Excuse me. I didn't try to encourage him to do what he was trying to encourage me to do. And Demetrius says she sounds like a mean girl who's just mad. Yeah, you should see the sass that she exhibited on her explaining the black women in luxury thing, right? Not the black women in luxury video, but the one later on. The sass that she was exhibiting towards other black women. I'm telling you, man, I'm telling y'all, these people claim they for the empowerment of black women. Nah, you just want to use other black women as cannon fodder for your gender war, for your jihad against black men. And there are sisters that are like, they hip to the game. They're not doing that. There's other women, non-black women, that are hip to it. They're not doing that. Oh, you told me about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Better You says, and shout out to the brother Better You. Thank you for the super chat. Better You says, I talked with the lady from Bama. From Bama, convo was all the dudes that passed her over, and her admitting they bash men because the ones they can't get aren't good. Uh, Once again, shout out to Obsidian when he was speaking about, who was he speaking about in the woman that jumped on his panel that was talking about lead attorney. Like, she put lead attorney at the top and was like, pretty much women have their dream dude and they hold out and wait out for the dream dude, and if the dream dude doesn't come around or doesn't speak to them, they'll date, they'll marry, they'll have children. Essentially what she was saying. I don't remember her saying those exact words, but that was the sentiment. And what she said was, they put other men, the men they're in relationship with, intimate relationship with, baby daddies, husbands, boyfriends, and all, in the temporary man category. So this is speaking to what you're saying, Better You, which is the reason why she's snapping on you for leaving the toilet seat up one too many times, because she don't think she should have been with you in the first place. Right? She don't think she should have been with you in the first place. At least Kim from For Harriet thinks she better than that, so she ain't gonna do that to no dude. She's just gonna have the attitude from the jump while not being in the relationship with you. She's just gonna be condescending from the jump, right? Let me see if I pronounce it this right this time. Kenyatta? Kenyatta? No, that's how I always pronounce it. Kenyatta? Let's see. Let's just say Kenyatta this time. And you tell me no, and then next time I'll try to try to get a third different way. But Kenyatta says just saw a clip of Gabrielle Union drooling over Jalen Hurts and OBJ. I don't know who OBJ is. Put it on further down and I'll read it out. OBJ. They all had a latent issue with past rejection. She's supposed to be happily married. Ooh, I don't know, D Wade. Right? Canada. Canada? I'm I'm sorry, Toya. Uh, I gotta do better. I really gotta do better. I'm just gonna listen to Nema saying it over and over again because he pronounced it right. And yeah. Oh, okay. Odell Beckham Jr. Okay. Okay, yeah. But they be drooling over Odell and what's my boy name again? Michael B. Jordan. Those dudes could damn near get any woman right now on planet Earth. Definitely in America. Right? Odell and if Odell and Michael B. Jordan walk in a room right now together, women heads would explode. Women, American women, not just black women, their heads will explode. Which one did I choose? Which one did I go to? I'm just happy it's two brothers. I'm just happy it's two black men, right? Oh, you say like the guy from Akira? No. Okay. I gotta play it again. I gotta play Nema again and see if I could get it, and just recite it to myself over and over again. All right. Toya said I'd be in the corner playing hacky sack by myself. Toya, you ain't getting the line, the Odell or Michael B. Jordan line. Oh man, right? And that's Kim from Fort Harriet's issue. Odell type dudes done overlooked her. Michael B. Jordan type dudes done overlooked her. We know that's Ostefko issue because she said it. She wants a gorgeous man. Her words, right? That's look, I'm about to close out. I just want to say this, right? Or maybe I'll stay on a little bit longer. Yeah. You know, the reason why this matters is because Kim is treated by many black women as an intellectual. She does think pieces. She does video essays. She rubs elbows with different non-black folks, white folks in particular, and she harbors this type of resentment against black men to the point where she has an issue with women who sound like Brittany Renner or Cardi B. And that's dangerous because it's not just a feeling or a sentiment anymore. You're expressing this to the point where you're actually verbalizing, can we bring back, we don't need these niggas feminism? Well, Kim, go say that to all the homeless black women. Go say that to all the black women in their 30s and 40s living at home with their parents or a relative. all the black women who think like you but can't afford to think like you, who feel like you but can't afford to feel like you. And so they live in the consequences. Let's bring back we don't need these niggas feminism. That sound nice. You want to know why it seems as if black men are shifting more conservative? Exhibit A. And men in general, because the Kims of the world want to sound how they sound while having a safety net funded by men mainly and men's tax dollars so they could tell men we don't need y'all. This is what I was saying to FD Signifier. It's the Kim from Fort Harriet's. She claims not to be a divester and a swirler, but yet she's kind of saying the same thing as them. This is where the divestors and swirlers come in. What have you built? What have black men built? Translation. And I've said this earlier, what have black men built? Where's the safety net? Where's the tent where I could tell individual black men how much I don't need them, because black men as a group have built such a robust safety net that they've put me in this position of living opulent and extravagant while I talk crap to other individual black men. While I harbor this type of sentiment to individual black men. While I express this type of sentiment to individual black men, because black men as a group have built such a safety net, right? That's my point. Afro National, that's exactly my point. Yep, she's misleading her poor subscribers. And that's my point. I said it before. Let me make sure I say it in this video. Kim, financially, you can afford to think the way you do. Financially, you can. We don't know what your mental state is going to look like in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years. We don't know what it's going to look like then. But financially, you can afford to think and feel the way you do. Other women can't, particularly black women. Number one. Number two, you yourself, I'm not against extracting money from men or something like that, she said, right? FD, you said she cared about black men, right? You said she cared about black men. See, it's interesting listening to people that say they're anti-patriarchy, then acknowledge we live in a patriarchal system, and then go about saying, yeah, and y'all niggas is nothing but walking wallets. So they try to do this whole, well, I'm trying to tear down the patriarchy, but seeing that we live in it, I might as well just see y'all as walking wallets. That's what's best for me. She just showed her butt on this one. I'm not against extracting money or resources from men, something like that, she said. And let's bring back we don't need these niggas feminism. And what she said to Brittany Renner, right? She was getting off on seeing Brittany Renner talking crazy to men, to black men. Like I said, Miss Kim, not all women want to engage in your striverism. Not all women want to engage in your, and I said striverism because the brother, when I looked down and read what the brother said, let me say it. Um, where's the comment? Give me a second. I said striverism. That's not what I was trying to say, but let me read that comment. Might as well. Oh, there we go. Afro National says, not all black women go to Harvard. That alone proves she is an anomaly. She is an anomaly. I know what you're saying. Striverism is going to be the nail in the coffin for a lot of less fortunate people. Bro, thank you. And what I'm saying, what I was actually trying to say, is not these women don't want to engage in your jihad. They do not want to engage in your jihad against black men and have what at the end? This is where Juicy comes in, and I'm not saying Juicy and her align on this with that whole leaning on your network thing, right? This is where they come in with that, with the Juicies of the world. And Detroit says there's this divester named Diamond Crystals. She's criticizing black women are traditional to take their family, but in her chat room, divestors calling her sick because she's a housewife. Hey, I said it before, and I'm gonna leave your comment up for a little bit. What people see as liberating, but particularly in this moment in time, what women see as liberating, particularly because we're black and we live in the black community amongst black women, what black women see as liberating and liberatory and freeing. Like I said to FD, they can have their self-determination, but they can't have the safety net, the safety that I provide them. Whatever little couple dollars I provide, whatever man might was gonna try to do something at night, but he saw me and he thought twice. You can have your, which you define as self-determination, but you can't have that and my safety at the same time. Because what they call self-determination, Mr. Z sees as, is that an R32 GT on a tow truck? I just saw R32 GT on a tow truck. Okay. But what they see as self-determination, Mr. Z sees as living free and wild and fast, hoping not to get hit by any consequences. And no, Mr. Z, I've said this before, is not one of those burn them at the stake for spitting on the sidewalk type people. I'm not that person. But I'm also not the person that's going to build a robust, super strong safety net that's going to keep on saving and catching people that are knowingly and purposely hurting the community, hurting other people, talking to people reckless, living free and fast, doing what they want to do because they know someone's going to catch them. This net is going to catch them. Right? And that's what it's coming off as with the Kim from Fort Harriets. Right? And I think I might end out on that the she literally said, everyone, let's bring back, or we need to bring back. We don't need these niggas feminism. Because that's what she sees as liberating and liberatory. That's what she sees as so shout out to Black Uru, shout out to the Roger Report. They're exposing them. Free from what? Shout out to Green Gorilla. We've been saying free from, when they say they want to be free, free from what? What Kim is telling you, from you niggas and what you think and feel. For those of you that didn't hear before, I will be using profanity in this video because Miss Kim kicked it off. Right? When we were at, y'all want to be free from what? And what the Kim Fosters of the world are saying, from you niggas, we don't want to have to think about what you feel. We want you to take our thoughts and our feelings into consideration. Actually, bow to our thoughts and feelings, but we want to be free from what you think. Got to drop a heavy F-bomb here. Fuck what you think is what these ladies are saying. Particularly Miss Foster. That's why she got an issue with Brittany Renner. That's why she has an issue with Cardi B. That's what she's saying. Y'all giving way too much credence to these men and what they feel and what they think and what they desire. What's the feminist credo? Don't do anything for the express pleasure of men. Kim Foster, everyone. Kim Foster, everyone. That's why she had an issue with Brittany Renner. That's why she has an issue with Cardi B. You fight over dick. That's his ego. That's his no. He's not supposed to feel that valuable. You're not supposed to, especially if he's cheating on you. Kim said, yeah, excuse me. Cardi B said, yeah, I'll take that cheating. It's better than living what you live in and pretending like I don't care or dying on my pride alone and single and miserable. Once again, just because you're single doesn't mean you're miserable. But Miss Kim Foster, on the other hand, I just want you to know, Kim, we know when a black woman's pretending. Like I said, maybe your white homegirls don't know. Maybe other black women are going to keep on pretending like they don't see it in you. They see it, by the way, too. Kim, you a black woman. You know y'all be talking behind each other back. Kim, they see it, too. So you keep on calling what you doing black women empowerment or being the voice for black women or a safe space for black women. You keep on calling it that, Kim. We all see it for what it is. You found what Brittany Renner said embarrassing. And you hate that Cardi B is associated with the black community. Yeah, she's not black. She's associated with the black community and she sounds the way she does. Like I said, they don't want to sound like you. They don't want to look like you. In the black community, in the hood, we got aunts like you. We got relatives like you. We got older female siblings like you. Kim, you're gonna mess around and your nieces, one of them is gonna slip up and tell you when they get older, they know you ain't happy. Yeah, you're the rich, miserable auntie. You're the rich, bitter auntie. And Spainman says, Afro National, Mr. Z got me looking up. I know what you're trying to say. Most of these chicks myself, LOL. I hadn't heard anything from Kim until I watched Obsidian's breakdown. Yeah, so the reason why I mention these people, and I know oftentimes y'all don't know who they are until I mention them, is because of their reach and their influence. Their reach and their influence. Many of these women have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. There are many young ladies that subscribe to them, and they too see what Kim is saying is liberating, but they only make $45,000 a year. They only earn 40 grand a year. They only earn $35,000 a year, right? And they see what Kim Foster is saying as liberating, but they can't afford it. So this is where Kim does a little backsliding, a little moonwalking, and says, "Well, I'm not against extracting wealth from men, or I'm not." What she said, extracting money, or extracting wealth, or extracting resources. One of those phrases, huh? Right? And Detroit says, "What's gonna happen? Gonna to happen? What's gonna happen?" I know I'm trying to get it. What's going to happen if they're going to be brainwashed of some of her audience, just like Sinji had 26-year-old teacher brainwashed by, oh, wow, deleting babies. Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Well, that speaks to what I said, even what FD Signifier had to contend with, is these niggas ain't shit discourse then got out of hand. It's been out of hand. That was the whole point. It's been out of hand, right? But one of the people he shares an ideological tint with literally said we need to bring back, we don't need these niggas rhetoric. We need to bring that back. We need to bring back that type of feminism. That's just another way of saying niggas ain't shit, right? So let's get this right. You have Chrissy on one side encouraging her subscribers to divest, saying stop talking about it, be about it, essentially. You have Paris Malone, who's married to a Nigerian, also encouraging her subscribers to divest. They keep on saying vet all men now. That's their little mantra. That's their little safety net, right? Their little kind of way they mitigate the commentary, but really it's go divest, right? With a dash of like, but vet all men, whatever that means. Um, so you have that coming from Paris Malone. From Real Talk with Yanni, you have how she's talking is like everything was fine and dandy and swell until Kevin Samuels came along, and I got to hear how black men really think about black women, and like now I can justify potentially divesting, right? So that's what Real Talk with Yanni is on. Um, the video she critiqued of Dr. Umar Johnson, and y'all wanted to integrate it. Then essentially, this is what y'all get for integrating and not making us upper middle class and rich white women. This is what y'all get. My attitude, right? So you got that from Real Talk with Yanni. From Cynthia G, we got abort black male babies, right? And just straight neo-Nazi talk. So yeah. And we're not even going to talk about the more extremes, the Mahogany Pinks and the Lexus Exoduses of the world and whatnot. We're not going to speak about even them. I mean, how much more extreme can you get than Cynthia G, right? Detroit said her name is Moonlight, right? So y'all mad. I get it. You're mad. I understand. I get it, right? Cardi B, a non-black woman, but right? Some people see her as kind of like She's urbanized. I'm gonna say black adjacent for a lack of better terms, lack of better words. Yes, we know she ain't black. Yes, we remember her calling a black woman a roach or something along those lines. Yes, which is inexcusable, right? But for lack of better terms or lack of better words, she's somewhat black adjacent. And yeah, she already done put her hands on a woman over Offset, right? And she had to serve probation time or something like that. And even with that, they don't want to sound like you, Miss Kim Foster. They just don't want to sound like you. They don't want to feel like you. They don't want to be you. Money or not. And it's this black feminism decenter men, decenter black men, decenter men. And these women are saying if decentering men looks like what you're on, yeah, then he's the center of my universe. Some women are saying if excuse me, y'all, technical difficulties. Okay, we're back. We're back. But yeah, some women are saying it. If decentering men means I sound and look like you and look like Vivica in 20 years and look like Eartha Kitt in 40 years, yeah, then he's the center of my universe. I'll risk him cheating on me or maybe leaving me for a younger, hotter me. I'll risk it. Do all women sound like that? No. Do most women sound like that? No. Do some women sound like that? Oh, yeah. They're not going to be you and Tracy Ellis Ross, Kim. They're not going to be Chrissy, Kim. Right? Chrissy, once y'all hear me say this all the time. Let me say it again. Chrissy over here talking about how nice her apartment view is, how great her life was going, except for her relationship life, and she sounded super somber. I regret not saving that. Right? Oh, I didn't know that either. KW Don says you forgot DZ. I mean, I said the other people's name too. Divested Zealot. You forgot DZ celebrating Tyree Nichols and encouraging the police to delete black men at a targeted rate of every 15 minutes. Yeah, that's okay. Look, man. Like I said, the neo-Nazi black women um on that level and they're saying stuff that whimsical and comical, they think they're safe. They think the system cares about their gender that much over their race. If we were to be rounded up right now and put on trains to our equivalent of Auschwitz, black women would be on it too. Right? And let me leave your comment up. Yeah. Let me see something. And also, she's also talking about aborting black girl babies too and procreate with white men just happened last year. No one bats an eye on that. Are you talking about Cynthia G? Oh, she done moved up to aborting black babies too, so she full on neo-Nazi. Or is that DZ? So that's where we are now. Yeah. And I mean, shout out to PK Angel. Eugenics. Mouse Utopia for Nameless and BGS. But hey, you can't make me the rich white woman or the upper middle class white woman. There might as well not be a black community. And there's black women that walk around that type of language occasionally. Even some black men walk around that language occasionally. But there's some black women that walk around that language occasionally. But the Cynthia G's of the world just go straight to it. If black people ain't gonna be rich, and if black women can't be rich white women looking down on everybody else with their little teacup dog and their little handbag, looking down their noses at everybody else, potentially getting someone murdered by the officers, by the state because of an eyesore, or because they feel a certain way, so they play damsel in distress, and now this person's life is under threat. If black women can't be like those type of rich white women, then why is there even a black community? Why do black people even exist? If I can't be a rich white woman, if other black women can't be rich white women, why is there a black community? I want to live like the top 5% of white women. Now this one is not even top 20%. I want to live like really, it's really the top 0.1%. But okay, let's be, you know, give them a little space, even if they don't give us no space. They want to see the black community wiped out. They want the top 5% lifestyle. Now that one, I don't think that's most black women. Now that one, that's not most. That's not most. They don't sound this crazy. Not yet, anyway. Right? But yeah, the insanity. And Big Kev says most woke ninjas don't really care about the community, care about community. Yeah, yeah. Do a lot of lip service. And if you ever see how Mr. Z speaks, I don't get off on a lot of this weirdo stuff. Like, you hear how this sister sound? You hear how I'm still calling her sister. There, and there you go. You see how Kim from For Harriet sounds for her jihad? So I agree with you on the community talk. They doing lip service to community. And yeah, they might donate a couple of dollars here and there to some female organization. They might be the lead of a female organization for all we know. Right? But nah, bro. They don't really mean it. They're not really about that life. They're really not. Because if they were, they would know how much black women need black men. See, Kim is talking about that extraction thing, right? She's not against black women extracting wealth or money from black men. Well, Kim, that still end up with most of them ended up single, lonely, and miserable. When they gotta be hopping from dude to dude every couple years, every few months, every few years, extracting money from this guy, then extracting. You know what that end up? You dried up at least by 35, if you're lucky 40, and boom, you just on the same track as you, Kim, just with less money. No, black women not even gonna be able to play that game. Most white women can't even play that game. What are y'all talking about? I'm not against women, or she said women or black women extracting money, resources, or wealth. So what are those words? Nah, nope, can't play that game neither. So the community talk, that sound nice. Clearly, you're not about it because you want other women to be on this jihad against men like you, particularly black men like you are, right? And Detroit says, yes, Cynthia G has brainwashed them by saying that she did say abort both boy and girl, procreate with black men, but not white men, or vice versa. I know you meant procreate with white men, but not black men. Yeah, yeah, okay, that's okay, right? That's okay. We know who she is. We know who she is, right? Y'all, when y'all saw her get on with Dr. Umar and she didn't adjust her language at all, that was it. When she was on Fox Soul and she said that to Dr. Umar's face, there you go. Now, Dr. Umar, because he know his bread is buttered, let her slide with that, and then did the whole, pretty much the whole forgive thing afterward, even though she didn't ask for no damn understanding or forgiveness. Right? Thank you, better you. Man, the way these folks talk is sad. The extraction thing makes sisters sound like a bunch of hoes. Well, like I said, Kim from Harriet, she's undressing herself in front of all of us, little by little. And apparently she's dating. She's still sounding like this. She said she hasn't had to pay for a date. All right, but you still sound like this. She's undressing herself. She's just she's her her verbiage, her vocabulary is different than your street sister, your sister in the hood. But you hear how she sound. You hear her extract. So she not the hood sister that say get these niggas for every dollar, right? Well, actually, she did reference Gangsta Boo, where the dollar's at. So well in the video she did. So there's that. But her general way of speaking, her normal way of speaking, is not that. But she's forwarding the same sentiments, right? And I think KW Don, thank you for the super chat. Oh, wait, I'll put that back up. And he says, hashtag black women and Cynthia G would rather live under status quo white supremacy than anything black men would hypothetically set up. Of course. Of course. How else would they how else would they wage war on black men for their daddy issues? How else would they do that? They couldn't do it in a well ordered society ran by black men. They need the white supremacist state to give them the space to sound like this about black men. They love it. And they making money off of it on YouTube. Oh, right. There's nothing, particularly special about that. There's a couple of black women that really feel like this. Maybe more than a couple, but yeah, they would. They speak that leadership stuff. What we already know. They really just want the gynocracy. A black female led, black male resourced community. Excuse me. Not even community. A black female led and a black male resourced entity. We'll say that thing, right? Where you're just the worker bee, right? And the drone that goes and kills and dies for their pleasure, their satisfaction, their lifestyle, right? I'd like to direct y'all to the tweet that Dr. Tia Son Johnson put up a few years ago, what a woman said, "What I miss the days when men would just die and leave you their life insurance money." Right? So yeah, of course, they're down for white supremacy. Of course they are. Right? All right, you guys, I'm about to come to a close. Um, so there you go, have it. I'm gonna play this one more time for good measure. So that's 4 times. I was only gonna play it 3 times, but let's play it one more time for good measure. And for those of you that missed the intro, um, we were speaking about Kim from Fort Harriet, speaking about Cardi B in her lyrics in the song that she has with Glorilla. Cardi B is the second verse. And what she says is, I'm fighting over my bitches and I'm fighting over dick too, or something like that. and she was getting pressed about it by a lot of, I guess, feminists and women advocates with that quote and the song, and she clarified and said, "Yeah, pretty much she stood on it." And she used an example of a, excuse my language, she was saying, if a bitch is in your purse trying to take your money, you're gonna fight over it or something along those lines. And she, you know, and the way Kim responded to that was saying, I'm not about and it's because somebody said something in her comments also, which is pretty much like, I like not working, you know. So she pretty the woman in her comments was pretty much agreeing with Cardi B. And to that, Kim from Foster said, I'm not against either resource extraction or money extraction or one of those, wealth extraction or something like that. And she tried to kind of pass it off as, this is how we have to move in the patriarchy, right? So there's that. But so in this video, we're really speaking about Kim Foster's response to Cardi B saying she's fighting over dick also. She's fighting over dick. She will fight over Offset, right? And so this adds to a growing list of videos that Kim Foster puts out, essentially encouraging women, like she said, to go back to, we don't need these niggas feminism. Right? That's what Miss Kim Foster is saying. She not even, she said it. So what, she said it. She want to go back to, we don't need these niggas feminism. And quite frankly, if FD is listening, he's probably not. Brother, you got it. What is the black community supposed to do with this? What are black men supposed to do with this? She just straight up said it. She straight up said it. Kim's not dumb. She knows about black women being homeless. She knows about black women struggling. She knows where black women are financially. And she still came out her mouth and said, we need to go back to, we don't need these niggas feminism. Seeing that black women need black men. Whether you, even if you want to be with them or not, no, you need them. You need them in community and you need them as individuals. You need them. Maybe you don't need them, Kim. That remains to be seen. Let's see where your mental state is in the next few, next couple decades. Maybe you don't need them, but other black women need them. And some black women want them. Don't only need black men, but want black men. You, on the other hand, Miss Foster, little 5'2" with all the ego in the world, you said, I'd rather go out like Eartha Kitt, and that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. It's your prerogative. But the Cardi B's of the world and the Brittany Renners of the world said, yeah, nah, I'm straight. Nope, you can have that, Kim. Nope, nope. You go ahead and do that whole sister girl power thing over there, single by yourself. And she's dating, so, she might be in a relationship, soon. But as of right now, they said you could do that. They're not going to do it. And those are the rich women, or the connected women, at least. Cardi B could do that. She could afford to do it, and she still don't want to do it. She still don't want to sound like you, Kim, or look like you. Well, anyway, y'all. So on that note, you know, um, let's play this one more time. I could play it so often because it's only like a minute long. So let's play it one more time. and we'll end out after this because I just want, for those of you that came in recently, I want y'all to hear what Mr. Z is reviewing. And here we go.
It seems like so many black men in particular are so angry and resentful about the fact that black women, and not just the women that they think are the most attractive and the most deserving, that so many everyday black women are saying, you said I don't have options, but I actually do have options. And one of my options is not to fuck with you. And maybe I don't have like all of the options that I wish I had, but I'm always gonna have the option not to fuck with you. I'm gonna exercise that option. So yeah, like I'm gonna be single for a minute, and maybe a little lonely. Maybe I desire some, penis. Maybe I desire some sex, and maybe if we even take this out of the heterosexuality context, maybe I'm gonna exercise the option to not support you emotionally, to not do that labor, right? To not give you money, to not overextend myself. Like that's also a part of me exercising my option.
So I was gonna end out, but Roger pulled a Mr. Z on Mr. Z and just popped in just now. So let's give it about 5 more minutes. So yeah, we're just covering Raj. If you click the link in the description, I'm stealing Raj from Raj now. Um, Click the link in the description, right? So um, and if you don't have the stomach for it, I'll just explain it. So Kim Foster, that's the Kim from For Harriet young lady. Um, she put out a video about 7 or 8 minutes long, pretty much saying, um, because she was reviewing, or she was speaking about Cardi B on her song with Glorilla. Oh, you watched the link. Okay, okay, okay. You already watched the link. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm just speaking about that. All right, yeah. And yeah, so hey, Raj, you ain't hear bitter in her voice? You ain't hear, you're messing it up. We supposed to be waging war on these men. You're making me feel all scratchy and itchy because we supposed to be waging war on these men. Where's the we don't need these niggas music? And she pretty much said that, right? She said that, right? So yeah, they got a real issue with black men, and now they're looking at for black women celebrities to be waging jihad on black men the way they wage jihad on black men, right? D. Scott Ramen. D. Scott said, duly noted. Peace out to those that follow this ideology. Kick rocks with socks and flip flops. Oh, that's funny, D. Scott. Are we doing the dad jokes and the nerd jokes today? The I'm not gonna cry narrative, for real. For real. Rod said the bitterness was present and accounted for. Bro, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I hate that y'all making better you look so right, because that was my second time saying I'm about to go and I ain't go. Or that's like my third or fourth time saying I'm about to go and I ain't go. Right? I'm bro, hey, this is what I'll be talking about though. This is Mr. Z's project right here. This is my lane. When we talk about money in relationships, I love that lane, and I also love this lane, right? FD can't tell me she only got 15 subscribers, right? Yeah, she may not be a full card carrying member of the Divester Society, but she might as well be, because listen to this, right? She might as well. Oh, shout out to D Scott. He said all the dad jokes. Pause on the serious talk. Um, I saw a dad joke that said I started a argument with my wife on the elevator. I was wrong on so many levels. I thought that it was hysterical, and I low key felt embarrassed for thinking it was so funny. Oh, the dad jokes, right? But back to the topic at hand. Yeah, so look, like I said, these people they're undressing themselves now in front of everybody, right? The internet will expose us. Actually, we're gonna expose ourselves on the internet. There you go. There you go. She's showing you more and more what she really about. Got an issue with Brittany Renner because Brittany Renner talk about accountability, why she was mad, um, um, working out and staying fit, not talking greasy to every man she comes in contact with, particularly black man. She had an issue with that. Now she got an issue with Cardi B saying, "No, I'll fight over my man. I will fight over my man." And you want to couch your angle as women empowerment as you watch poor and working class women who think and feel like you struggle. I said it before and not Cardi B, I'm sorry, and Kim from Foster, because I just saw that video today. But I said it over the past couple weeks, and I've said it before, but over the past couple weeks, I've stressed these people will watch black women suffer for their war against black men. They see other black women as cannon fodder for their jihad against black men. They will watch y'all be single and miserable and lonely, struggling. Yeah, you might have a little 9 to 5. You might be ish, but they will watch you struggle and tell you that's better than be with a man that they think isn't up to par. Right? Clearly, Cardi B said, yeah, my man cheated and he cheats, and I ain't leaving. Definitely not because some YouTube personality got something to say about it. Right? Definitely not because of what some YouTube personality had to say about it. Okay, y'all got me for the next 2 minutes. I'll end it out at the 2 hour mark. Right? I was gonna end it out at the 1 hour 45 mark, but you see how that went. I hate that y'all making better you right. But yeah, so you know, um look, if if this is who she is, that's cool. But speaking this way, knowing you have young black women listening, and the vast majority of them will just never earn enough to talk about. Maybe they'll say it because it sounds empowering. We don't need them niggas. Yeah, that sound nice. But the majority of black women will just never earn enough and never be attractive enough and never be charismatic and schemy enough to actually live that. For her saying, that's me answering Kim saying, "Oh, I'm not against extracting resources from these men." The majority of women can't live that life, Kim. They're gonna have to get with a solid man and stick with him. But shout out to all of the women that are gonna down the hill fighting Kim from Fort Harriet's fight, right? And the brother of the Roger report says Offset is a cheater. I'm appalled at this notion. Hey, apparently that's what Kim is saying. You find over a cheater, a millionaire cheater, and I mean, if he's doing it and he's done it and she stayed, is it still cheating? And she ain't going nowhere, at least not now. I mean, that's subject to change in any time, but Kim, she don't want to be you. And there's a number of women, including black women, they just don't want to be you. They don't want to be the supposed rich auntie, single, lonely, miserable, right? Oh, that go to 2 hour mark, y'all. Right. So what ended out there? Um, hey, y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, so y'all don't sound like these people. Because I can't even say that Kim is ignorant. These particular people, when you start dealing with the Kim Fosters, it's not that they're ignorant. It's that they've looked at everything and said, "Yeah, screw it. I'm willing to watch other women suffer from my war against the black men that over and the black boys and the young black men that overlooked me when I was younger, or that broke my little heart when I was younger." So I'll continue with it. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, right? And I encourage y'all to look at other non-Manosphere content so y'all don't sound like the male equivalent of this, right? Kareem, why you put the comment right when I'm about to leave? Ugh. And Kareem says, "Wait, why is for Harriet chick giving man money? She earns more. I mean, she makes a good little bit of money off of YouTube. I think Kareem said she probably earning some 300,000, according to her, some $300,000 a year, right? Something like that. That's a good bit of money. Would that put her in the top 5 or so percent? Something like that, right? Something around the top 5. She's making some good money. How many people earn that in America, let alone black people, black men? So yeah, she could have, yeah. But in the video, she says she hasn't paid for a date and she's dating. So okay, so she earns more, but the dudes that she's dating apparently earn enough to be paying for these dates. And I know she's not going to Chili's. And Kareem says, "Ain't she upper middle class, high society chick giving man money? That's a no." Hey, we all see what that is. Let's just let it play out. And T713 says it's the top 2 to 3%. And there you go. Right? And there you go. So, um, we'll end it out there. I guess the last comment will be TJ Honda said, "Wait, it took going to Harvard to make money on YouTube?" GTFO. Yeah. Well, I've been using profanity on this. Get the fuck out of here. Right? Goddamn, Raj doing a me on me. Rod said, "Did she say she is celibate? It sounds like she's getting ran through." I don't. She's not the one. I think Yanni was talking about something about celibate. I'm gonna cover Yanni like slipping up and saying something. I was like, there we go. You know, when somebody slip up, they let it out a little bit, and you're like, there it go, there it go, right there. Yeah, she kind of spoke this up, but I don't think Kim is. I don't think she's celibate, right? I don't think so. Yeah. But yeah, she says she's dating and she's not paying for dates, so there you go. So there's that. But we'll end it on this note. Sad. You attended Harvard. You attended Harvard. What Obsidian said, you should have found your husband at Harvard, right? And I'm gonna play this one last time, and then I'm seriously gonna end it out after this. Goddamn, better you, right? So let's play it one more time for good measure. So it could be 5. I like the number 5. Here we go.
It seems like so many black men in particular are so angry and resentful about the fact that black women, and not just the women that they think are maybe a little lonely. Maybe I desire some, penis. Maybe I desire some sex. And maybe if we even take this out of the heterosexuality context, maybe I'm going to exercise the option to not support you emotionally, to not do that labor, right? To not give you money, to not overextend myself. Like, that's also a part of me exercising my option.
All right, y'all. And on that note, I'll pause right there. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Mr. Z out. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content and other non-Manosphere content, so y'all don't sound like this. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Mr. Z out.